Okay, straight on with video number 2. Let's talk a little bit more about motionlessness. It is exactly what it sounds like, the practice of staying very, very still. So, to quote Peter J. Carroll from Libano, motionlessness. Arrange the body in any comfortable position and try to remain in that position for as long as possible. Try not to blink or move the tongue or fingers in any part of the body at all. Do not let the mind run away on long trains of thought, but rather observe oneself passively. What appeared to be a comfortable position may become agonizing with time, but persist. Set aside some time each day for this practice and take advantage of any opportunity of inactivity which may arise. Record the results in the magical diary. One should not be satisfied with less than 5 minutes. When 15 have been achieved, proceed to regulation of the breathing. Unquote. So, I have been trying this a couple of times today, mostly on the tube to and from work, occasionally, undignified though it is, locked in a toilet cubicle while at work. I have not done the best job of remaining completely motionless. My fingers, my shoulders, knees, they've all shifted a little bit. I've tried to keep it as minimal as possible. I have found it leaves mild cramps afterwards if I've not chosen my initial position too well, and it tends to burn out my eyes a little bit, what with all the non-blinking. So I have tried while I'm doing this to stare fixedly at a point on the nearest wall, mostly adverts on tube platforms, and I've noticed wibbly effects in my eyeballs. Objects seem to move further and closer, outlines blur and dance into each other, the whole background ripples and shimmers a little bit. I know that this is not due to any kind of weird supernatural power, but it's rather my eyes focusing and unfocusing, straining, and generally working much harder than they normally would at staring at a single point. But it is a lot of fun to watch, and it helps keep my mind off my body, which helps with the being motionless. What purpose does motionlessness serve? According to my understanding, which, as I mentioned previously, is not good, motionless gets you used to keeping your body very still. That then makes it easier to proceed to the next part of the syllable, which is learning to control your breathing. Once you've controlled how you breathe, you can then go on to some meditation exercises, learn to control how you think. The idea behind all of this is to help train up your mind until it reaches a point where you can be blank, basically. Focused on nothing. Empty-minded, clear-minded, in a state which is referred to as gnosis, where your mind is everything and nothing. This is apparently necessary to start affecting deep magical ritual. Again, maybe it really works, maybe it doesn't. Not for me to say. I am at this point more interested in the effects that it might have on my mind. Why am I doing this particular video now? Frankly, I've had a rotten night and I wanted to do something a little bit positive to cheer myself up. So here we are, at the very beginning. Also, as I work through these experiments and hopefully progress in chaos magic in a much more rational and by the book sense, if you can even say such a thing about chaos magic, than my last experiments on the matter, I think it would be good not just to keep a magical journal, but to record what I'm doing as I'm doing it, and feedback to your good selves any interesting effects that I notice. And so, without further ado, I proceed to video number 3, the actual motionlessness.